Do you think any better of him now? Do you understand the tools a little bit better? Nah, I actually don't think any better of him at all. I'm gonna keep telling you guys, I do think this is the worst character in this game, and I think he is actually the worst fighting game character I have ever touched in my life. I'm keeping a buck with you. This character is really, really rough to play. I mean, we could talk about it again. I don't mind like always talking about it. I'll probably make this to a YouTube video too, talking about this character. But yeah, so this character has a lot of problems inside of his toolkit. And I was talking to another Lowain player, another really good Lowain player, Search, and he was explaining things and stuff. And we both kind of agreed that he is, even though it seemed like he technically got better, he technically got worse. Like, this is a worse iteration in the character, in perspective of what other characters got than him. So it's like, while he did technically get better, he also just got worse as a character because the rest of the tools that other people got were just way better than ones he got. And now the game is more crazier, and he lost things in the process because of how the changes of the game go. So first off the bat, there's one big thing in this game that really messes with this character for sure. We can start off with his main big issues right now. Yes, I just put another Lowain on the screen because this would make things easier for me. But so this is now -4. Well, it's always been -4, but the thing about this game is they actually buff throws. So throws actually are fast enough to punish this now. So before, being able to do something like this was fine, right? You being able to do a block string into this, and it was fine. So now you can't do that. So what that means is all his tools that he has, like this, calling the bros, every special cancel that he has is now pretty much punishable. Like, even if you do the EX version of this, you know, that's like what, -5 on block, right? So this is getting punished as well. It's at least, especially in the corner, right? So you're definitely getting punished in the corner. So like this is definitely messing him up a lot. The fact that this is -5 like this, so he gets punished with that. You can punish the other one with the throw, and the other one, these are like reset tools, so you're not really supposed to do these in his face. Do this in people's face unless you have a read that they won't mash on you. So he can't do those any longer. So he actually lost access to that. Very, very weird thing for him. And then of course, now that we have, like, you know, the soft knockdowns and stuff in the game, you don't have access to Catbot as much as you do. So a lot of things I'm doing is actually fake, but a lot of people just let me rock with it, just to show you what I mean. So you see where I like knock somebody down, I do this on the bot, I go into this, I go into this, and then I like pop off from there, right? Very cool. It looks very nice, you know, it's a really cool combo. But yeah, we don't have you know, hard knockdowns in this game no more. So this is also fake. So the thing that he used to be able to do now no longer exists. And because there is no knockdowns, you got to think in perspective of what type of character he is and what type of game we're playing. He is a knockdown, like, sort of setup character. In a game where they take away knockdowns, I mean, his setups are less. So when you do stuff like this, you used to have different setups. Like, we used to be able to come up with this and then come up with this and like have different setups for that, where we can like get different extra damage and stuff. We no longer have access to that because we don't have hard knockdowns. Also, keep in mind that this game has a crush system. So the next thing to talk about. So as you all probably know, his standing and medium attack is going to be his best poke right here, right? So this poke is very good because it's a lot of stuff. You know, you can do this at max range and then get this to like on block, and you can make that plus and stuff. You know, this is a really good button. But then you have this for his heavy attack. This button right here doesn't have as much range as this. This hits from like back here. This hits like up here, right? So you got to be way closer. Now, why is this important in this game to have a really good standing heavy? Well, because of the crush system, right? So if we do buttons at the same time, you see right there, I just get hit, right? Crush, as you see. What this means is when buttons hit at the same time, rather than clashing, where if we do it like this, you see we clash, rather than having a clash happen, what the game says, hey, was there a button of higher priority? Press. Oh, they press the medium, they press the heavy wins. That's what happens. So you're pressing buttons in a neutral, and he just don't have the good H to like deal with that. So he loses a lot in situations like that. That is one of the biggest problems with him, is his neutral isn't that good because of that. Another thing why his neutral isn't good is because he can't have fireball wars like these other characters. One thing to note about his fireballs is like when I press those, you'll see you do it, but I can't actually do it again, right? Because the bot stays on the screen. You see how long it stays on the screen? So it stays on the screen quite, and like it doesn't matter if it hits. Like if it hits them, it doesn't matter. It still stays on the screen like that. Same thing with the brothers, right? You hit and they gotta sit there on the ground and then they'll fly off, right? So you can't actually have a fireball war with people, and that's why he loses when other fireball characters on the screen, because when theirs hit, they immediately can just chuck another one. They can just chuck another. There is no downtime. Now, when you actually spot dodge it, you know, it's a little bit of delay, but it's nowhere near long as this delay. Like, look how long it takes. Like, it's not that long. It's not that long. If we set Grand to do that, like, we set Grand to do it, do a fireball, we do a fireball, we do a fireball, right? We dodge one, we dodge one. Like, you see, it's not as bad. It's not as bad. This isn't the best tell because it's a recording, so it don't actually know the actual timing, but it's not as bad as this. Like, do it now, can do it. Like, it's like pretty long, right? So this is definitely another thing that definitely hinders this character. All right, so talk about some of these new mechanics that we got, chat. So start out with the dash mechanic, right? So his dash L is like pretty much like everybody else. There's nothing really to talk about here, but his dash M. His dash M. The problem with his dash M is he's not using a sword. So these other characters, they're not dashing. Like, look how well you can space this out with like a character like this, because you're actually using a sword. But this guy says, no, I'm gonna slide in with my body. So guess who's punishable? He is one of the most punishable slides, one of the most easiest punishable slides in the game, because he can't space it out like other characters, because he says, hey, I want to use my body to slide in. That is very bad. Then you tack on the idea of this, right? This dashing H attack. Now we look at these other characters dashing H attack. We take it off block. Grands, you know, you do a dash H attack, and that's a full combo. That's a full combo, right? You do Lowain's, it's just this. It's not even overhead. It is a cross up, but once again, we have a guard button in this game, and it's very, very slow. This is a very slow cross up. We're talking about a 29 frame cross up here. When I'm fighting people online at S+ rank, they do not get hit by it. It is very hard to hit somebody with that, and you notice you don't get a combo from it. So this tool don't really have as much use as the other ones, where it just gives them full combos. You know, you think of something like Zoe's that have the armor and then she get a full combo on it, or like, you know, these characters just have now theirs are unsafe. The one thing about mine is safe, but it just doesn't lead into anything. And it's like, well, the one that is slightly more unsafe but gives a combo seems more benefit. Now it does give a combo on counter hit, but the problem is the main thing that this will be counter hitting isn't counter hit. It doesn't have counter hit recovery. So you would think, oh, do it against throws. Well, guess what? Don't have counter hit recovery. Throws. So you try to do it against a throw, and it's like, well, there's no counter hit recovery, bro. You're not gonna be doing it to it. So that's a problem as well. So the application of the tool just isn't that good. Now we have his ultimate skill. So he has one good ultimate skill, I will say. Well, before I actually talk about ultimate skills, I gotta talk about something else, actually. His DP, right? So put it on the screen with this. We have to talk about another character that has a counter just like this. Now, you all know this character right here, Seox. You all know, you guys been complaining about it. I've been seeing it in the chat. You guys do not like this character too. But he has also a parry, right? But there's a difference between his parry. Notice how his parry looks. It's no different from the A version. This is the A version. This is the B version. Notice the difference? No, there is no difference. This is the EX version. Now, watch me do it on a recording. This is the A version. It parried. It parried. Now, let me do that with Lowain. It parried. Nice. Oh, what happened? Oh, what happened? This is the B version. It don't parry. It's a low. It beats lows. So he has two different ones. The one that beats highs or mids. The ones that beat lows, right? So he has to pick between the ones that he is going to do. So I have to guess on mine. And then EX is like his. So his normal one is basically my EX, but it gets worse. It gets worse. Yes, you can spot dodge it. You can spot dodge it. Even my EX version can be spot dodged. Let's try spot dodging Seox's, shall we? Oh, what happened? It didn't come out. You want to check my input? Sure. What happened? Spot dodge did not come out because he has a true counter. So he's not the only one. Andre also has a true counter. So these characters, when you hit their parry, there is nothing you can do about it. The game says this action is going to happen. But Lowain specifically, and it's sad because the tutorial even tells you that this is a thing you can do against him. So this is a feature, and this has always been a thing. So his, you know, reversal has always had this issue where it could be stopped. Well, now we got ultimate skills, right? So we're finally talking about this. Now he got an invincible DP. This is nice. Having this, you know, you spend 50 meter, but you do have access to a real DP. That's pretty good. Now we have Catalina bot. Notice something about Catalina bot, right? When you do this, do you notice something? It's something they took away from every other ultimate skill in the game. They said this inside the notes. It was something that they did to every other ultimate skill. It was in the notes. I made a video about this. It's doing combo limit, right? Yes, combo limit is still here. So combo limit is on this. What that means is if you start off with this, that is it. That is it. No, all the other ultimate skills that you're doing, you know, the ones that like allows for like combos and stuff like that, you can do stuff after this. This just hits combo limit automatically. It's just an automatic combo limit. So this tool has very niche use. The main thing you'll probably try to use this for is one setup. It's only one setup that some people found that pushes you across the screen and then you get like 3 eats off of it. It's like very niche. It's like if you want some eats, but it also does less damage than our regular combo that we could do in the corner anyway for the same amount of stuff, resources. So it's like, it's not really worth it. It's just something you could do. This tool is like not really in the game. Then you have this. This tool is not bad. It's really good versus like fireballs. You can do it versus fireballs and it'll actually beat through fireballs, just like all the other ones that have, all the other characters that have it. It's pretty much that's pretty much what it does. And it recovers pretty fast. This is actually the one thing he could do an auto combo and actually be safe off of. So you have to spend ultimate skill to actually do a special cancel with this character. Yes, I gotta spend ultimate skill to do a special cancel with this character and be safe. So that is the only thing I could do. Unfortunately, I gotta spend 50 meter for that. Woohoo. Now his last one, this is where I was losing my mind because I can't believe they actually even did this. And I was talking to the other Lowain player and I was asking, do you think it's a bug or a feature? Now apparently in the Japanese version of the game, if we go to his move list, there is a section for this, which is right here. So here it goes. Awesome Sauce. Perform an enhanced version of the Awesome Sauce skill. Activates and advance quickly. So if you press display attack properties, you can see more stuff. Apparently, they told me that on one of these, I believe probably on the hard knockdown one, it says there's a chance for an extra like thing to happen or like a knockup to happen or something. In the Japanese translation, apparently that's what it says. Don't quote me on that. That's what he told me. I'm not quite sure. But there is an RNG chance for something to happen here. So if I do this, you'll notice that it just does like a little knockdown. But there's a chance to where it slows down. Don't see it yet. There we go. You saw that? So it kind of like stalls. You see it like freezes for like a little bit. There's a small chance for that to happen. Now what this means is I can get my heavy to connect because normally I can't get my heavy to connect. So he has combos that work only when he gets this RNG chance. And I'm like, amazing character we have here. So it's really crazy. And that's where I was like, okay, I just needed developers to tell me, is he truly supposed to be a meme character? Or is he supposed to be a character that really is supposed to function in this game? Another thing that used to be a big problem for him when they changed was the fact that we were a character in the game that could not combo this super, right? So this super is like his main combo super. But the thing about this is like when you didn't have this skill, the EX, you could not do anything to people after you DP. So say if you did this combo, you did a combo or something mid-screen and then they DP'd and you didn't have this skill, well then if you didn't have that, that is his only wall bounce and he can't really combo into that super until he knocks them up in the air. And he does this, and then this is when he can like really combo into it, like in the corner like this. So this is what he will have to do. But if you don't have access to that, then all he could possibly do was that. That was his best combo. But now, because we are in a new version of the game, he does get a little bit more damage because now he has access to this like everybody else. So he sacrifices his super, but he can actually get some damage, and it actually can stall out enough time to where he actually can get the cooldown. So it is better. And that's it. That's one of the best things he got. Probably the only good thing that he really got for this character. But in retrospect, he still don't have a good way to close out games, right? So when it comes to actual doing damage, he sacrifices things that people normally get. So for example, if I did a DP, 8 super is very devastating mid-screen, right? Doing 8 super auto combo, 8 auto combo super does a lot of damage because the scaling is very good. He cannot get that type of damage mid-screen because he has to use this. So he has to sacrifice, you know, his stuff to actually do something that other characters are already doing naturally by just spinning their meter, because he don't have him in the corner. So his mid-screen damage is weak in that sense, and it always has been, and his damage without this skill is just weak overall. Once again, we have the bravery points now, so it does make his damage a little bit better, but it is on the weaker end because of that. All right, so the only other bad thing I can really think of on the top of my head, chat, for Lowain is the fact that he actually just has a really bad standing medium. So a lot of characters have their standing medium at like even, but his is -4. This means that when characters do things like this and like they try to stagger their pressure, you don't really get a chance to actually like sort of like, you know, make a like good situation happen for him, because he's -4. He can't really steal turns back. But like, say like a character like Seox, whose is even, which a lot of characters are even, like Grant's is even, Catalina's is even, this is even, Vegeta's is even. So when you do something like this, you can do like, you know, this with your +4, then you go into your even, and then you could go into this, right? So you're even, and you go into a 7-frame move. Well, if the opponent wasn't pressing something that can hit you from the distance, which a like standing light probably won't. So we actually do this in a recording. I'm trying to actually get this to hit, and yeah, so like, so there's certain times in like certain strings, especially if you like, you don't realize fast enough that they did something that is even on block, and then they press another button, they can like, you know, sort of steal another turn back with that. So it's just naturally good to have something to where you can do something like this, because you can use your plus frames, and then if they mash, you get a combo from this. So you get a combo from this. But if they don't mash, then it's like, okay, we're even, so what are you going to press? It's like, you know, you had that mind game of even, but there's no mind game against this character, because, well, I do auto combo, and then once again, I die on all my options because everything is fake. You throw me if I do this. All the other options is fake, so you just mash. So yeah, I do this, and then what do? I like space out something like this when I'm -4, so you got 12 frames to hit me. It's like, it's just not a good situation for him overall. And yeah, this character just has a lot of bad things going for them. I really can't say too much good for them. They just have so many like hard matchups because they just struggle with other people's projectiles. They don't have like the damage output for others. They lose to the crush system. Their ultimate skill, they got the short end of the stick when it comes to the ultimate skills and the dash attacks now. The only good thing they got was better conversions off of you know, DP punishes mid-screen now, because they actually can utilize this new mechanic that everybody got. That is pretty much it, and everything else got bad. Also, keep in mind, once again, we talked about he can't like set up the bot as much no more, so every time I do that versus people, it's pretty much fake, unless I'm doing it from like an EX situation. All regular knockdowns is fake, but people just let me rock on it, so you can't do that. You could throw me, you can mash me, very bad. Yeah, he just don't have a lot. So I guess the last kick in the coffin we really talk about, chat, is the fact that he used to have an unblockable. If you remember, we used to have a universal overhead, but we have this now. Used to be in the corner when you use this, because the bro is a low. The one that jumps up is not an overhead, but other one's a low. So you used to be able to like time it to where that hits and the universal overhead hits are like pretty much the same time. And it was pretty much an unblockable setup inside the corner. After this, you'll pretty much do HHH and then go into that, and then you'll unblockable them. Now, there was something they could do. They could spot dodge it. So the mind game was, it was like a 50-50 unblockable. Like they sat there and you did it, then they got unblockable. But if they spot dodge, then you missed it. So you had to guess between doing this. If you do this, then you'll hit the spot dodge. But if they just sat there, then you just wasted and you didn't actually get unblockable. So it's a 50-50 unblockable if you actually went for this and they didn't spot dodge. You feel me? But yeah, he lost access to that, and that was one of his best combo starters too. So the fact that he lost access to that, and just a lot of other things, once again, just a lot of the tools that characters got, he just got the short end of the stick, and that really, in retrospect and perspective, really makes him overall weaker than he was before. So really bad, man. Really sad. I really like this character. I hope one day he actually is something of a threat, but right now, definitely one of the worst characters in the game, and definitely the worst fighting game character I've ever played, man. So I'm definitely not gonna play this character that like seriously. Like that's why I'm playing Nier. So playing a character that I really like, and obviously very strong, so I'm happy with that. And yeah, I'm gonna keep doing that, man. Just keep playing there. Hey Dokken, did you see what the Master Lowain player tweeted? Oh, you talking about a keto base? Yeah, I think I know you're talking about, where he's talking about the only way he won, you know, the only way to win is like hope that the opponent don't know how to deal with this. That's pretty much true, bro. If an opponent know how to deal with this, it's cook game, because everybody know how to deal with Yiggy pretty much now. Yiggy is a very bad super. That's something we ain't even going to like go into, but yeah, Yiggy is pretty much a useless super once people understand how to spot dodge it. And the only real super he has is this, and it's not even that real once people understand to stand up on this, because this is like 19 frames and this is 23, so you just stand up on this all day and then spot dodge the actual low, and he's cooked, man. Yeah, it's pretty bad. But yeah, Lowain, ladies and gentlemen, that's it.